Okay, so now that we have some methods for creating space, we want to create a drawing that has some interest. What I recommend is starting with an idea, a subject, an event, something that's happening, and kind of building your picture around that. You don't want to have anything too boring like this. I mean, this is fine, but there's nothing happening here. It's not really... I could work with it, but it needs development. So let's say I had a dinosaur attacking the city, right? So can kind of work out my big shapes, work out some of the, start to sketch in roughly the locations of things, get a sense of, I got my city in the background. Just like I would approach any drawing, rough shapes, loose lines, sketching it out. And then after I've kind of figured out what I'm going to do, I can start to cement my drawing. So I'll start to firm up my dinosaur. All right, he's a angry guy. Just woke up from a prehistoric slumber. Not really feeling the modern world. It's a very sloppy, rough sketch. Yep. So I've got my focal point here, and now I'm going to use a little bit of overlapping, and I'm going to build a city behind him, right? Just some variety of different shapes. Maybe I'll stack some shapes. Got little towers. Maybe this one's got a point there. Got some low buildings, another tall one at the end. Little indication of the sidewalk. All right, so that's kind of my horizon line passing behind the subject. Maybe there's a road here, and then maybe we've got like a public park or something here that he's kind of some paths. And then we got some more buildings. Very stylized, not super realistic, but I'm still using the techniques for creating space to make that seem more authentic. Maybe I've got some other buildings in the background, right? And because they are in the distance, they're going to appear a little bit thinner, a little bit smaller. Add some more variety to them. And I'll develop them a little bit more. So now I've got my subject. Now what's happening here? I've got, let's say he's crushing a car. So there's a car under his foot. That's all broken up. Maybe there's a car driving on the road over here. I'm just going super simple, a couple of rectangles and some circles. And then maybe there's another car that's slightly closer, right? So I'm going to change the size so it's a little bit larger. Depending on how far away one thing is from the other is how big or small it's going to be made. If there's a car even closer, it'll be even bigger. Maybe we've got some people that are kind of running away. Let's see how... get away. Think about how they relate to the other things in the picture. What's going to make sense. Maybe there's somebody in the foreground. We're looking at the back of them and they're raising their arms. Everybody run. There's a dinosaur. Again, I'm rushing through this. Just a demo for you guys. You should take a little bit more time on yours. Add some details. I use construction lines when I want to add windows to a building. Helps keep them lined up with each other. Yep. Just like, think of the way that we lined up noses and eyes in the portrait, right? We kind of figured out how they would line up with each other and drew a light line to connect them. Put these things in the distance. We're not going to see as much detail there. This one's going to have like it's a boot store. Boots. That big store window. All right, so adding little bits of detail here and there. The dinosaur himself might have like some scales. Some more and more details. In every case, using all those techniques we talked about to create space and adding them up. So in this picture, I have overlapping, dinosaurs blocking a lot of things. I have size change. I have location on the page. Things at the bottom are closer. Things as they move up get farther away. And then I've got detail, right? I can use color intensity. If I go to shade these in later on, I can show that these are darker up here in the front and these are paler in the background, either with color or value. Not using too much perspective here. Overlapping, so yeah, that's most of them. So that's how you kind of want to apply your drawings.